Hello, welcome back to the Watford Way. Today for transfer deadline day, where we're going to be discussing all of the latest Watford news in the final hour leading up to the 7 p.m. deadline. Today, I'm joined once again by George from Watford FC News. George, how are you? I know you've been very, very busy today. It's been a very busy transfer window generally for Watford. How are you doing?
Not bad at all. Still quite tired. My voice is still recovering from Saturday. Um, First game of the season for me, so it was quite a good one to actually tune
Yes.
into. So I'm quite happy with the result. I think everyone could agree that a 2-2 result against Southampton is a good result.
Yes, absolutely. So, what did you think about the game, George? Obviously, as you say, it was your first time watching Paolo Pezzolano's mighty Horns this season, and you saw some great goals. Quadwo Bar's finish was superb, right into that far corner. Nestri Irankunda with the free kick as well. It was a really good game, in my opinion. The first half, not so much. The second half was definitely an improvement. What have you made of Watford generally so far? Both starting at Charlton to now seeing our performance against Southampton.
It's it's different. I said it to a couple of friends after the game. It's like I like the fact that he dropped two defenders for two attackers and basically just went for it. Like it completely changed the game. So it was good to see that the manager had a bit of like fight to get a
Yes.
change done for him, for us. Sorry. So it's good to see that we've got a manager that isn't afraid to make a risky judgment because at the time it was like two defenders off, two attackers on against a strong attacking side. So it's good to see that we've got a manager that will test those experiences. So I'm optimistic, but
Good.
I'm not going to get too ahead of myself.
Rocco Vata back as well. I believe that was his first, his first league appearance this season, if I'm not mistaken. He assisted Quadwo Bar's goal as well. What are you expecting from him this year?
I hope it's I wouldn't say a breakout season, but I hope it's something that he can push on to improve from last year because we all saw the creativity he produced last year. He was quite vital with Tom Cleverley, and I'm hoping whether he's playing central or on the wing, he's a lot more used in Pezzolano's system because ideally we have the quality in the attacking areas for depth. So hopefully he can be used as a like a half an hour mark type substitution. So hopefully we can see a bit more of that because he was quite crucial in the Quadro Bar goal. So hopefully we can see a bit more of that between those two.
Yes, and George, if you did stay just after full time, you would have seen Ryan Andrews come over to the Rookery end to be serenaded before obviously making his move off to Young Boys. And I think that's where we'll start talking about the Watford transfers today. Firstly, how great was it to see Ryan Andrews get that much deserved send off, of course, on his final Watford appearance? And the move itself, for me, it's a fantastic move for both Watford and Young Boys. We get a quite significant transfer fee for a player developed in our academy, and Ryan is going to further his professional career. And ultimately, George is playing Europa League football this season, which for him is absolutely
Yeah,
phenomenal. It's such a great opportunity.
yeah, it was quite a shock. I was quite shocked to see the news come out. It was late Friday night, was it? I believe I can't remember when it was, but
Yeah, it was a
I
surprise. It was a real surprise.
didn't expect it. But I feel like it's the right move for him at the age he's at. I mean, he's only a year older than me, but at 21 to move
Are
to
you
another
saying your
country,
football career is over, George, at this point?
but never started to be honest with you. Um, to go to another country at such a young age, it's a good move for him. And hopefully, with the Europa League football, a different environment, a different weather, really. Hopefully, he can experience something different, and then if he wanted to, come back and probably be a starter because he was struggling really this season. He was doing really well under Wilder. He then wasn't really used much under Ismail. Tom Cleverley used him as much as he could, got the best out of him, I think, and it just sort of spiraled down a little bit towards pretty much last week. So it's good that he's taken the chance to go abroad, and hopefully he can take that opportunity and improve as a player entirely. Because I think we all agree, as much as we like him, he wasn't that great defensively. So hopefully he can use that experience well at such a young age. It's vital. So hopefully we can see him back at the Vicarage Road soon. So.
Yeah, it would be nice. And for me as well, I think the change of environment for Ryan is absolutely crucial. I think for me, whilst I love having an academy player come through the system and break into the first team, if you want to achieve the goals the club have outlined this season, we have to be quite harsh in the transfer decisions we made. And look, I would have loved to have kept Ryan in an ideal world. He demonstrates, as I said, that pathway between the academy and first team. But when you look at the details of the deal, George, €3 million plus add-ons, according to Luca Bendoni. Plus, as well, Watford have included a 50% sell-on clause in that deal as well. I mean, obviously, we've gone and signed this new right back, which we'll discuss as well in just a moment. But all round, George, that Ryan Andrews deal, I think suits everyone, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. It's a shame. I was quite shocked that there wasn't a buyback. But hopefully, if he does become a really good player, he can be sold on from young boys and we can get a good profit from it. So, but it'd be a profit either way because he cost us nothing. He came from our academy. So, hopefully, he can go on to be a player that we can all see that he can be.
Absolutely. Right. Let's get on to Ryan's replacement. The news breaking this afternoon from Fabrizio Romano that here we go has arrived. And for me, reading the news initially, I felt a little bit underwhelmed, George. And a lot of people have replied to my tweet criticising me for suggesting it was an underwhelming signing. But given the other right backs we've been linked to this window, especially the likes of Alfie Gilchrist and Max Johnston, to sign a player who you have to say has an association with that guy, Mogi Bayat, for me, is a little bit disappointing. However, I'm going to put that to one side for the moment. From what I've seen initially so far and briefly watching clips of him, he reminds me a bit of a Juan Carlos Paredes, George, if you remember him, or a Jed Spence, like a Jed Spence up top. In the way he carries the ball, he's got quite a lanky physique about him. I think he could be quite an exciting player. Probably not the person I imagined would bring in that position. But the details are, if I find them here, is that Watford have agreed a deal to sign Jeremy Patrice as a replacement for Ryan Andrews, a €2 million deal, George, plus add-ons to Charleroi in Belgium. So, Andrews gone, Jeremy in. What are your initial reactions to that?
Well, I can't really criticise because I've never heard of the guy. So, and I saw a tweet. It's like you can't really complain about a right back, and then obviously, sorry, you can't really say, "Oh, we need a right back," and then complain that they've got a right back, but apparently he's not good enough. I'm not going to judge on a player that I don't know about. However, it's good that they're immediately replacing Andrews. Usually Watford never really do. They usually just go, "Oh, whatever, window's over. We'll just go again in January." But if I've seen a few Charleroi fans get a bit like, oh, bit weird that we're selling him. So
yeah,
the only thing that they did say is that his defensiveness is a bit off, really. So similar to Andrews. However, hopefully the €2 million isn't a waste. Hopefully it's not a panic signing, especially with the Mogi buyout link. Hopefully that's not going to bite us back.
Well, Adam at the Watford Observer, who's been doing some great reporting today, has suggested this was maybe Watford's first choice target in that position. So maybe monitoring him for a period of time, expecting Andrew to leave. And of course, this has all happened very quickly in the final days of the window. So as you say, George, we're not ones to judge too quickly. We'll see how he does, of course. But seeing him initially from the brief things I've read in social media and the clips I've seen, he definitely seems like more of a offensive option in that right back position. And you have to remember as well, we've got a new central defender coming in from France, James Abankwah, can also cover that right back position. So in terms of depth, George, with Ngakia as well, would you say we're pretty much set now when it comes to Watford defensively?
Yeah, I mean, if you told me the day after Cleverley got sacked that we'd make what 14 signings now.
Yeah, something crazy
Pretty
like
much,
that.
pretty much covered across the board. I bite your hand off and go, you're lying. I didn't expect such. Would the word successful be the right word? I
Well, we'll
don't know.
come
I think
on
it's too
to
early to tell.
yeah, we'll come
I think
on
it's
to
too
our
early to tell.
rating at the end. I don't think you can judge anyone really until,
Mm,
shall we say, January time. Gives them a
that's
good
fair.
period
Yeah,
of time to settle in, doesn't it?
100%. Yes.
Right. Another transfer deal to talk about, again, in regards to Watford, is a potential move for Tom Deli Bishiru. This emerging this morning via the ever reliable Luca Bendoni, who may be popping on for 5 minutes at some point tonight. If he is available, Luca is a very busy man over in Milan. So if he does pop on, we really appreciate his time, of course. But this deal is a straight loan, it seems, for Tom Deli George. Jagiellonia, a Polish team. For me, a straight loan doesn't really benefit anyone. For me, if it's a loan deal for a player of Tom Deli's age, it should really be with an obligation or an option to buy. I don't think a loan, other than taking some of his wages away, really benefits Watford in any meaningful way.
Yeah, I agree. I think at age that he is, the time that he's been here as well, he signed in 2019. So I don't think he should really be on our books anymore. I think we do need to ship him off. Same with Backman. Again, it's another story. Really, we should be getting those types of players off the wage books as quickly as possible. I don't know really what's going on with Tom Ince either. That should be again another one that we should be shipping off immediately. But clearly, the owners are trying to just get him out with what a best offer available. So clearly, no one wants him permanently, and the best option is to loan him out.
What have you made of his Watford career as a whole? Because he's probably now, George, one of our longest serving players at the club. Ryan Andrews is probably in that bracket as well. We have a very high turnover of playing squad at Watford. So, yeah, coming from the Manchester City Academy was quite highly rated. But for me, George, maybe limited by injuries during his career at Watford.
Yeah, like you said, the injuries let him down. To be honest, he came in as a reserve player. Stepped up towards went on loan to Reading and then stepped up 2 years ago, should I say? So I think we got the best out of him. He showed his class when he could. Unfortunately, the injuries just let him down, and his legs aren't really there anymore. Let's say so. I think shipping him off the best we can is probably the best idea. It's just a shame it's not permanently.
And do you have a best Tom Deli moment, George, at all that springs to mind? Can you rack your brain at all?
Did he score against Tranmere? I
Is
think he
that
did.
is is that your best Tom Deli moment?
No, I'm
The goal
just
against
immediately.
Tranmere.
I can't.
I think he did. Was that the
Yeah,
FA Cup game?
it
Yeah.
was. Yeah, we drew 3-3 in the end. I think,
So
but I can't think of what I guess just his performances last year under Cleverly. Like
yeah,
again,
yeah.
critical player. So again, his legs just weren't there. He couldn't play in game out. So it's a shame, but I think we got our money's worth.
Yeah, I remember a couple of seasons ago under Ismail, actually, the opening game against QPR, we beat them 4-0. Tom Deli got the opening
Yeah,
goal. And yeah, well, we all felt at that time, George, that was going to be a fantastic season. But of course, we know how that panned out as well. So yeah, he was good
yeah,
at penalties. I think we can say that about Tom Deli. He was always able to take a pen and be quite comfortable doing that. For me, he was just quite limited in terms of his ball progression. For me, he always looks
mm,
backwards rather than forward. And yeah, he's quite a simple player in that regard. You want someone like an Imran Loser or a Georgie to really drive forward with the ball. And yeah, for me, Tom Deli wasn't quite that player, but I'm sure he'll go
yeah.
on to do great things elsewhere. I'll tell you what I am surprised about, George. I'm surprised Tom Cleverley hasn't come in for any Watford players this window. Was that something you were maybe expecting? A couple of the young academy players, Nabazada, Ramirez, Espan, perhaps off to Plymouth Argyle, but it's not materialised, is it?
Yeah, I believe I was kind of hoping he'd go for Ryan Andrews. I think League One would probably be the best level for him in England. So even like, again, a loan, I thought would have been brilliant for both parties. But the issue with Plymouth at the minute is they're not spending at all. They're lacking a number 9, and it doesn't seem to be like they're backing Cleverley at all. Just like when he was our manager, so he's working with the best he has.
Yeah, sad situation for Tom. I think they lost 4-0 to Cardiff last time out, George. Do you think he lasts the season at Plymouth, or, do you think, unfortunately, he may see the same ending that he saw at Watford?
I hope he doesn't. I think we can all hope that he doesn't, but it doesn't help that he hasn't been backed. I'm pretty sure I spoke to a couple of Plymouth fans. They said that they don't have a number 9. They've got non-league quality players or whatnot. But it's not the greatest down south, is it?
No, not at all. And I do watch Pie Face's vlog as well. Shout out to him. It's always an enjoyable watch. But yeah, Plymouth Argyle not having a great time at all at the moment. The highest profile deal we're expecting to get announced at some point today, and of course it could happen while we're live here with you on YouTube, is Formosa Mendy, the central defender from FC Lorient. Watford have an option to buy in the region of 5 to 6 million euros, according to Quest France and Luca Bendoni. He was first choice on the list for new central defenders as well, according to reports. He seems like a Kevin Caben type defender, George. A high transfer fee as well if Watford are to trigger that option at the end of the season. What do you think about that one?
Again, it's another player that I don't know of, but considering he's our top priority, it's a promising news. It's again another young player, clearly fitting in with what the manager needs, I suppose. But we've been in the market for quite a few defenders. Some haven't come through, like with the likes of Callum Doyle, the Popov guy from
Dennis
I
Popov,
believe
Dynamo
Ukraine.
Kiev.
That's the one, yeah. So we've been in the market for quite a while for a defender, and I think we finally found the one that we've wanted. Thank God it's not Jack Robinson from Sheffield United. So I'm happy as long as he's another Kevin Caben. I'll be happy because I'm a big fan of Kevin. So
He's
hopefully
good. He
he's
is
a
good, isn't he,
starter.
George?
Yeah,
Kevin
I
Caben.
do like him. I do like him. He's very good.
You're mentioning the other centre backs we were linked to there. I think Dominic Hyam at Blackburn was one of them. Luke Wolfenden at Ipswich as well. From what I read earlier, it seems like he's set to join Coventry City for around £5 million. So Hyam, Wolfenden, both centre backs I really like. But again, from what I've read, he seems like a decent player, Mendy. So two Mendys in the teams, non-police Mendy, who's obviously joined on a free transfer in that defensive midfield slot. And now Formosa Mendy from FC Lorient in France. As I just said, Watford on an initial loan deal, signing him this season with an option to buy for 5 or 6 million euros. Another we're expecting to be announced, George, is Nicolas Chikavani to Charleroi today. He's set to join Watford on a permanent transfer. The 18-year-old Georgian forward. Geo Team broke this story. Now, Geo Team are a very reliable Georgian footballing outlet. They have quite personal connections with the Georgian players, let's just say. This one seems like it's more for the under-18s and the academy, George. But again, is it showing the model that Gino Pozzo likes to operate under, signing players of a young age for quite a small transfer fee, loaning them out, getting them development, and hopefully at some point in the future they become kind of the next big thing, if you will.
I'm quite happy that we're going down that route again. It's been a while since we've tried it. We've obviously, of course, signed Othman Marmar as well, another player that we're looking to improve and get some money off in the future. So this, I'm not going to try and pronounce his name. I'm just going to say the Georgia striker that we're looking to sign. A lot of his friends and family have started following me. They're very high. They've got very high hopes for him. They're very happy that he's signing for us.
You got a cheeky exclusive for us, George, today potentially?
None at all. But by the sounds of it, he's a very high prospect, and I'm actually quite looking forward to seeing him in the future if he does feature for the first team.
Good stuff. Okay, right. I think it's time we go through all the ins and outs at Watford this window. And at the end of the stream, I think we'll give an overall rating, George, as to how we think the window has gone so far. Shall we start with incomings or outgoings? Where do you want to go first?
We'll go incomings. I think I've got the
Incomings
notes
first.
here for what we've got, so I can waffle. That's all I've got.
All right. So I've got transfer marked right up in front of me now. We'll start with George. Probably the marquee signing of the transfer window. Nestri Irankunda signing from Bayern Munich for €3 million. A fantastic deal for Watford all round this. Obviously, he's performing already at a very high level for us this season. Surely happy with that one.
100%. From the minute that we were linked with him, I was absolutely buzzing for it, to be fair. Not only because I knew him from Football Manager, to be honest, and like most people did. He started to become quite the bargain, if anything. Early signs are very, very promising. He's raw talent, exciting attack, basically just another Quadro bar, but maybe even better than that. I'm very, very happy with that signing. And like I said, a complete bargain. Early signs. I am happy, very happy with that one.
I think for me, he has the potential to be a real kind of brand player for Watford. And what I mean by that is when we were in the Premier League, George, everyone associated Watford with Troy Deeney. And if Nestri Irankunda stays here for 2 or 3 years even and performs at a very, very high level, Irankunda could become Mr. Watford in the wider footballing world. So for me, 4 games in, 2 goals, 1 assist, 2 fantastic free kicks as well. Yeah, I'm so excited about this one. So I echo everything George says. The man you just mentioned is up next, Othman Mamar. He's not featured yet, George, which I find quite peculiar because the club hyped him up, it's fair to say, quite significantly when we signed him, and especially during pre-season. It seemed like he was going to feature maybe more than we've seen so far. No appearances for Mamar so far, not even on the bench, from my understanding as well. So an interesting one. It seems like he's still struggling with fitness. I know he had a little bit of delayed pre-season. So yeah, another wide player for Watford. He can play obviously on the right predominantly, but can also play over on that left-hand side. Happy with that addition? I think you have to be really. A low fee and quite promising young attacker once again.
Just another hidden prospect, really. Again, like they said, well, they said it in the releasing statement that they're looking to loan him out, and then a week later they said, "Oh, actually, I mean, we think he's good enough." But I believe he played for one of our, I think the under-21s last week. So he must be regaining fitness from some sort of injury that we're not aware of. But I'm hoping he does feature at some point, maybe within the next couple of weeks, or if it's the point where the manager doesn't play him at all, maybe until the FA Cup. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully we do see him sooner rather than later.
Before we move on to the next player, I was discussing this with George before we went live. There is some minor speculation on social media that Watford may go in for Sandy Lovrich again in the final hour of this transfer window. So nothing major, really just pure speculation at this point, but a couple of what you would call in the know accounts suggesting that the Sandy Lovrich deal might still be on for Watford. So one to keep an eye on towards the end of the window. The next player, George, is Non-Police Mendy, the former Leicester City defensive midfielder. He was signed at Leicester after N'Golo Conte left. A defensive midfield player, 33 years of age, was at Lens in France last season. Adds some experience to the Watford squad. Do you think he'll start a lot of games this season?
To be fair, it's a good. Like I've backtracked a little bit. I'm quite happy with it. Obviously, it's not quite Loverick. However, uh, for his age, he's not too bad. I'm just hoping he's not another Mr. Sissoko in terms of age and being a bit slow. But I think he'll be more of a experienced player coming off the bench with a couple more minutes, like maybe 20, half an hour minutes to go. So I think it's a good signing. I'm just hoping on their terms it's not a panic buy. they have a history of doing that. So hopefully it's not that case. But I'm quite happy with the pickup.
Yeah, Mendy signing on a initial 1 year contract with the option to extend for a further year. And as you alluded to there, what I don't want to see, George, and you saw it in real life at the weekend, was that midfield two of Kayembe and Sissoko. Whilst they both have their own individual qualities, Musa's a very physical player. Kayembe in front of goal can unleash a lethal shot, but together starting in midfield consistently, for me, I find quite limiting. And as you say, if Mendy can start the occasional game or come on as a sub and really inject some energy, especially defensively, I think it would be a real coup for Watford. So if you're going to give that a rating out of 10, George, I'd say for me a 7 out of 10.
I was about to say 7. I think we can agree on that. It's again just experience because we've got a young squad, so I think it was needed.
Absolutely. Okay, next up is Mark Boller. For me, one of the big surprises of the window, actually. Not a name I was expecting Watford to buy, but so far, so good in my opinion. He's started every single competitive match for the Orns so far this season. And whilst Wiley's been out injured, George, I think Bowler has done a real fantastic job, actually. The big moment that comes to mind for me was that marvellous cross he put in for Luca Kiramgard against Swansea City away from home. It should have been a goal, really. Yeah, a fantastic player for me. A great acquisition, a free transfer as well. Can't complain too much about this one, surely.
Yeah, not at all. A good pickup, a random one at the time, but it's looking to become quite the good signing. It'll be a shame once Wiley's back, but hopefully he can test Wiley be a competitor for the starting slot.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Caleb, actually. I know the club just before we went live posted a photo of him in training, of course. But yeah, that the injury seems quite significant, actually. It took a while for his transfer to get announced and is still not featured yet this season. So Wiley back after the international break, perhaps, George, or maybe even a little bit longer.
I'm hoping the injuries that we have with pretty much all our star players trying to regain fitness because Chakotazzy, another player that we can talk about, hasn't had pre-season. So I'm just hoping we can get these players back as quick as possible in the right way, where we're not rushing them back, and players like Wiley can become quite a significant player for the board's promotion push that they're looking to get. So hopefully it's nothing too serious and we're not waiting any longer.
Yes. Nathan Baxter, George, we'll gloss over him very quickly. Backup goalkeeper signing, a replacement for Jonathan Bond, another free transfer. It's just a decent addition, is he? Seems like a top lad, a top professional, a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. A solid addition to the Watford squad.
Yeah, I am very happy with that one, to be fair. Much better quality than our previous backup goalies. So him and Selvik are probably the best we can have.
What I would say is, were you surprised to not see him feature against Norwich in the Cup? Selvik got the nod in that game. You would usually expect your backup keeper to play in matches like that.
Yeah, it was quite a shock, but to be fair, he didn't really go second team. It was quite a strong 11 that he picked. I don't know if that was because of the losing the week before or just trying to get people up to scratch. And by the way, just as I've been talking about this, we have just announced Chikovani, I believe.
Okay, so let's
Yeah.
see. Let's see if is this on the Watford Twitter, George.
It is, yes. We're excited to announce the arrival of Georgian prospect Nicolas Ciccovanni from Dynamo. I'm not going to pronounce that. Work is underway to arrange the best loan move to further his development. So it looks like they're going straight out on loan for him, which again, a good option. Hopefully they
Right.
pick the right loan move with half an hour to go.
And here we go. The tweet is up on screen now. So this is Watford FC. We're excited to announce the arrival of Georgian prospect Nicolas Ciccovanni from Dynamo Tbilisi. Work is underway to arrange the best loan move to further his development. Welcome to Watford, Nicolas. There he is. As me and George discussed, a pretty decent addition in our opinion. It continues the Pozzo model of signing young players, loaning them for developmental reasons, and then hopefully selling them on for a profit it in the near future. So Watford there confirming one of our incoming transfers today. Still awaiting the arrival of our new right back and centre back from FC Lorient as well. So we'll keep our eyes peeled across the Watford social platforms. But there is confirmation of the first incoming today, the Georgian forward Nicolas Ciccavani. All right, back to transfers, George. Nathan Baxter, as we said, decent addition in that goalkeeper department. The next one I think we're going to talk about for quite some time and many years to come. Hector Kyprianou signing on a free transfer from from Peterborough this summer. We've been chasing him for what appears to be several years now. For me, George, you saw him in the flesh the first time at the weekend. He's settled in really well, in my opinion. He's gone into the back five when needed. There's also a depth, of course, in that defensive midfield role as well. He looks like a Rolls Royce to me, very comfortable already at this level. It looks easy to him at times.
Yeah, I'm again very happy with that signing. We've been looking to get him for the last year and a half. We offered Peterborough money, and they said no. His loss. Complained about it on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, and again, his loss. Absolutely quality player for absolutely nothing that he paid for. So again, very happy. I mean, I saw him feature at Bournemouth in pre-season. Again, impressed. He was shifted from the number 6 role to literally centre back, and he just played really well in both positions. So if he can again just continue the way he's playing throughout this season without getting any injuries, I'll be very happy, and he'll be a very crucial player for us.
Future captain potential for you?
He was captain of Peterborough. He has that leadership trait, I believe. He pretty much has the experience of the EFL. I know he's been in League One pretty much for all his career. However, League One is a very tough league, and to bring him into the Championship and pretty much play as well as he has, I'm very happy. And hopefully, again, yes, I hope he is a captain at some point.
I love that. I love that. We'll take this question from Magnus. Magnus says, with our 3 star players still in the team, of course, half an hour left, Magnus, so keep your fingers crossed. But as you say, it's looking likely. And some solid additions into the team as well, such as Kyprianou and Iran Kunda. Do you think there is a chance of a playoff push? I think, George, for me, when everyone is fit, when Loser, Georgie, Wiley, Caben, when they're all fit and firing and all cylinders, bar, you can include in that as well. I think our starting team is very much top 6 quality. My question, George, is how many times are we going to see all of them in one team this season? For me, at the moment, it's looking quite unlikely. We have quite a few injury-prone players at Watford, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's I feel like we've got one talented player in each position. I'm probably missing out maybe 1 or 2. However, we are strong in the forward areas, strong within the midfield, defence, again, strong. I don't want to get my hopes up. I don't want to be too optimistic and then be disappointed by the end of the season. I predicted us, I think, 7th, which again, pretty high. But if we can get our top players like Chaftadze, Wiley, all into the team fit and avoid injury, a significant injury especially, I think we'll be far from the bottom. We'll be higher up pushing for it, but I'm not going to get my hopes up too early. I think it's still too early to tell. We've got quite a good record so far this year. 1 win, 2 draws, 1 loss. So it's a good start, but I'm going to get too optimistic just yet.
Okay, the next player to discuss is Luca Kiramgard, signing for Udinese and being loaned to Watford initially before we buy him next summer on a permanent transfer. He's made a really good start to his Watford career, George. 2 goals so far, both coming up against QPR. But for me, his general hold-up play, his ability to get shots off from distance and in tight areas already is really promising and is showing great potential compared to what we saw last season in Vacuum Bayo. So, George, for me, Luca Kiramgard is an 8 out of 10 addition, a great signing, really happy with him. I'm just hoping he can score, consistently for us this year.
Yeah, I'm just hoping he's a lot better player than what we've had in the past. I mean, it's probably not too hard to beat Bayo, really. Right, he's got the very similar hold up play to Rajovic, but I feel like he's a lot better
Yeah.
in the air as well. From what I've noticed, there's been a couple of times where he could have scored with his head, but again, just unlucky. He's still adapting. I'll give him time, but I'm very happy with that signing, considering he scored 22 goals in Denmark last year. So very happy with that signing. I'd say 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Great minds think alike there, George. All right, Vivaldo, Semedo. Again, that Udinese connection being utilised here. For me, out of all of the strikers I've seen so far this season, he's been the most unimpressive to me, I would say. And maybe that's too harsh. And as we say, it's probably too early to judge these players. There's been some good moments from him, a little bit of hold-up play here and there, a couple of nice layoffs as well against Southampton in them closing stages. But largely, it seems like he's only been limited to a few minutes here and there, George. Is it evident to you he's probably going to be second or third choice at the club this season?
Yeah, I agree. Again, just time. Maybe if the manager doesn't see him as a starter, then that's his choice. But again, it's just another solid option that we have.
Max Lane from Manchester City, the lonely central defender. He's seen more game time than I anticipated so far,
Yeah,
actually.
definitely.
You saw him against Southampton. How did you think he did in that game?
Shaky first half. I think a few can agree on that one. But second half, he stepped up a little bit more. Became a bit more solid alongside Abanqua. I'm just hoping he can keep that second half performance more consistent. Because again, that first half was a bit shaky. I think his debut was a bit shaky as well. But again, it's his debut. He's young. I think it's his first loan move in his career. So again, I think it's another signing we've got to give time, but not too much time before we start worrying. But happy with the signing. The guy has potential, so I'd say 6 out of 10 for that one.
Okay, right. We'll move on to the outgoing players now. We discussed all the new incomings that are set to arrive today at the start of the stream, so we won't cover old ground there. So on to the outgoing players. And we'll start with João Ferreira. And yeah, for me, disappointed in this one, George. João Ferreira, of course, the Portuguese, excuse me, too much chanting from me at the weekend. Yeah, the Portuguese right back. He was on loan at Braga last season. I think a lot of people hoped he would stay at Watford this year, but he left for a fee of around €3 million to join Saint Etienne this summer. Disappointed in that one, George, or one you expected to leave at the start of the window?
I think it's 2 years too late to sell. Really, he hasn't really featured much at all. Been on loan for the last however long. It's about time he went. Again, a decent fee to pick up. Just thankful he's off our books now. It's out of the way.
Okay, next up, and this is one for you guys to discuss in the live chat as well. Some people love him, some people hate him. Mileta Rajovic joining Legia Warsaw for a Polish record fee, €3 million. Rajovic, George, were you a big fan of his? Or are you happy he's been let go and on to new things?
I mean, when we first signed him, there was quite the anticipation. It was like new number 9 for the first time, really, to compete with Bayo. Started off well. I think he scored 2 goals within his first few starts. Just wasn't enough, I don't think. I don't think he adapted too well. I think a lot of people will probably crucify me for that because quite a lot of people did rate Rajovic, but it didn't really seem to be that number 9 signing that we were looking for. So again, I think I'm quite happy with that sale. I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
I thought the fee we got for him was really good as well.
Robbed Lokomotiv Moscow blind. I think it's the club he went to.
Not Lokomotiv Moscow, mate. Legia Warsaw.
Yeah, see what I mean? You know what I mean, though. It's a good fee. I think we're all quite shocked with the fees we got from him. So it's good to have him gone. Hopefully, Kurumgard can be the good replacement to kick us on as a new number 9.
Francisco Sierralta and Ryan Porteous, 2 defensive outgoing players this summer, George. I think for me, they're players I would call deadwood, and I hate to use that phrase, but they're players who have been at Watford for a while. They haven't really done anything for a couple of years, and this summer, we've really improved in that area of the pitch, especially defensively. Caben, Abankwah, Mendy about to sign imminently as well. Pollock, Max Elaine, they just weren't needed, really, were they? What are your thoughts on Francisco Sierralta and Ryan Porteous going on to Pastures New?
I rated Francisco Sierralta quite a lot. He was great. He came in. We signed him during lockdown. Came as I wouldn't disrespect him as a nobody, but we were just like, oh, he's just here, another Udinese signing. However, he stepped up when he needed to in that promotion season. He was pretty solid as well, and quite a few good performances in that season. So I was quite sad that he left. However, I think it was the right time. A good fee again, and of course, always welcome back at Watford. Probably not as a player, but it'd be nice to see him again, say goodbye properly, because I did like Sierralta a lot.
Ryan Andrews, George, we discussed him earlier, but again, €3 million, young boys, great fee, nice guy, of course, as well, one of our own. I think, as we said, that works for everyone, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. It's just like I said, it's a shame we didn't get a buyback on the clause, but a 50% sell on is a good enough clause to have in that deal.
And I think that's a 50% sell on any future fees. So sometimes sell on fees can just be for the profit of the sale only, but it seems like this is actually for the entire fee. So let's say young boys sell Ryan for €10 million in 2 years' time. Watford may be getting €5 million of that deal. So again, clever business by Gino there. And for me, I think that's been one of the biggest strengths of this transfer window so far, our ability to negotiate big fees for outgoing players. It's something we've not seen for a while at Watford. We seem to spunk money up the wall at times. So yeah, to see us actually, get some decent fees in for what you would call, relatively unused players is a real positive. Richard is here. Hello, Richard. I hope you're well. Charlotte is in here as well. She says, is Ryan Andrews officially confirmed? Good move for him. Sad to see one of our own go. Yes, Charlotte, it was confirmed yesterday. And as well, George, just sticking on Ryan for a moment, the video the club released after the game where he spoke, visibly emotionally in the dressing room after to the entire Watford squad, I thought was obviously sad to see, but also really nice in a way as well. It was nice to see Ryan get his moment to tell everyone, including the wider Watford squad, how much the club means to him, because he's been here since he was a kid, he's grown up, only ever really knowing Watford. His dad played here previously as well. I think a lot of people forget about that. Wayne Andrews was a Watford player way before me and George were watching the Orns. So nice to see the video the club released yesterday.
Yeah, I agree. He got the send off. Obviously, he came on with a couple of minutes left to go. Got the send off. I think he deserved from the fans at the Rookery. And again, a nice video to have for someone that is largely respected at the club all round. And like he said, Watford's all he's ever known. So it's going to be a big move for him, but I think he'll do well.
Okay, and the last outgoing we'll discuss is Dan Bachmann. Again, another weird one, George. We played Deportivo La Coruña in a friendly before there was even a rumour of this happening. And then a couple of weeks later, Dan Bachmann joins them on a loan deal. For you, and for me as well, it's probably, again, the right time for everyone here. Bachmann, the more he played, George, you'll know it from being in the stadium. The atmosphere, whenever he even touched the ball, was quite abusive at times almost. So I think for him and his own sanity, to be frank, it was right he moved on to Pastures New. And I think sometimes a player can maybe stay at a club too long. Is that a fair comment?
Yeah, too many years too long. I think it was about time he left. It got a bit toxic towards the end. I don't want to be too harsh, but I was quite happy to see the back of him. It's just a shame it wasn't a permanent deal.
Yeah.
I think we've just signed Jeremy Patrice.
Okay, is this on the Watford socials? Let's take a look.
It is, yes.
Breaking news,
Yes.
why we are on air. You love to see it. And here he
Yes.
is. All right, let's bring this up on screen for you now.
Seems to be a edited kit swap by the looks of it. That doesn't look
I
real.
know, I did notice that, George. Right. Here we go. And confirmation from Watford here. A new face at right back. Welcome to Watford, Jeremy Petris. We're not sure how to pronounce his name yet, but here he is. Is there a web article we can go on to? There is. Let's go
There
on to
is.
this now.
I have just had a read of it, and apparently, the 27-year-old Frenchman has signed a 4-year contract.
And Valon Barami saying we're really pleased to have signed Jeremy. He's a offensive wingback. So as we discussed, George, very much, his qualities more in advanced areas. That is pacey and likes to make runs from deep. He has the ability to make a difference, especially going forward, where he'll be a useful player to have in 1v1s and crosses. So there we go. Confirmation there. Watford getting all their business done very late in this window. Just over 10 minutes to go. Jeremy Petrie being confirmed there on a permanent transfer. Again, George, happy with that one?
Just another option. We needed a right back, and they signed the right back. So I'm not going to complain because I have no idea what he is as a player. So I'm happy that we've got some depth for Jeremy Gacki.
But in terms of the profile, are you very much, when you watch football, George, do you love to see, an Ngakia whose qualities are more defensive, or are you more, do you like to watch more attacking football where you have fullbacks or wing backs bombing forward? What do you like to see as a football fan?
A player that reminds me of Kiko Femenia, and that's a really random name to just pull out the hat. Just bombing it down the wing, just helping out the forwards, really. And by the looks of it, he seems to have that quality with the pace he has and running deep. So hopefully his defensive traits aren't as bad as people saying. Again, I'm just happy that there's some depth and someone to compete for Jeremy Gacki's right back slot.
Yes, absolutely. A big shout out as well. I'm just trying to think of right backs I liked growing up watching Watford. I think Alan Neom, George, if you remember him, was.
I'd say that one. Paredes,
yeah, he was
well.
good. I enjoyed him. Paredes. Who else was there? Femenia, as you mentioned. Mario Gaspar was, let's just say.
Daryl Yanmat.
Oh, Daryl Yanmat. Yes, he was good. Silky smooth Daryl Yanmat was.
100%. 100%.
Were you not a huge Gaspar fan then, George?
Nah, I just leave it there. No. I'll just leave it there for you.
Anyone else? I'm just trying to think of other names from, well, especially when we started watching Watford.
Cassetti was no, he weren't. Who was our right back that year? I can't remember.
Melanie says Watford doing last minute business, of course. But it's exciting, Melanie, of course, the last 10 minutes of the transfer window. So really, George, just looking at deals to be confirmed, it's really Formosa Mendy from FC Lorient is the last, big transfer to be confirmed. He's the Senegalese central defender with coming in on loan, option to buy 5 to 6 million euros. That seems to be really the last bit of business Watford need to announce.
Yes, I've said it. I think I've said it in a post that I made a couple of hours ago. As long as the signing's done, they don't have to announce. They could announce it tomorrow. As long as it's done, we're happy. That's the main thing.
Okay, so before we wrap up the stream today, what I'm going to do with George is go through all the players we have at the club currently, and we'll assemble what we believe to be the best Watford 11 with the players we have available. So George, in terms of a formation we want to settle on here, are you in agreement if I say we go with a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3? Is that what you'd like to see long term? I know we played a 5 recently or a 3, however you want to look at it, but I think a 4-2-3-1, are you happy if we go with that?
I don't know. The fight. Did we play with a 5 back at the start of Southampton? I think we did.
Yes, and then we switched to when the subs happened. It was more. I think it was like a 4-2-4. We ended up playing towards the end.
I think the 4 back works more. We were a bit sloppy at the start of that game against Southampton. Again, not many players were stepping up when they should have. A lot of people did say that, and I did agree. I think the fullback does work a lot more, but I'm happy to see that Paolo is adapting, trying new things, and we're getting results out of it. I'm just hoping he doesn't do it every single game. I hope he sticks to one plan, and as long as he does have a plan B and it works, I'm happy. I don't think the free back works, so I
I think,
believe 4-2-3-1. I think we can agree on.
yeah.
I think that works best, especially when we've got the likes of Chapatazzi coming back in. He can slot in behind the striker, so it should work nicely.
Okay, so starting in goal, Jules, should be very easy here. Egil Selvik, the clear number one at Watford. That shouldn't really be up for dispute, should it?
No, it's Selvik all the way.
Right back, we've got Ngakia, and we also now have Jeremy Petrie. Just because we've not seen him so far, should we go with Ngakia in that right back slot for his defensive qualities?
I think we'd go Ngeki for now.
Yep.
Just, I wouldn't say he hadn't put it wrong. He did really well against QPR. He has his moments where he's not that great, but I think as a player and when he's good, I think Ngeki is really, really, really like Stonewall right back.
The two central defenders. For me, my two would be Caben and Abankwa. But,
Yeah,
George, I know you are a big Matty Pollock fan. So would you agree with my choice there, or would you go something slightly different, or change it up depending on the opposition we play?
it does hurt to say, but I'm going to have to agree with the Abankwa Kevin slot. As much as I do look like Matty Pollock, apparently, I'm going to have to
I
stick
didn't
with.
suggest that, but if you wanna throw it out there, sure.
I will stick. I'm happy with the qualities that Abankwa and Kevin bring together. They are
Let's
very good.
let's ask chat actually. Do you guys think George looks like Matty Pollock? Um,
Not my words. Someone said it.
I
I was
don't
like,
think so, George. Who said that to
no.
you? Who come
A
up
couple of
with
my
that?
friends did. A couple of my friends
Yeah,
did. And I was like, I don't know what you're all talking about here.
I don't
I
really
think I
see
don't.
it personally. Maybe like your general face shape, your
No.
chin.
I mean, we've got a no chance from Kyle here, and we've got a yep from Melanie. So I'll take the yes. I'll take the yes. 100%
100.
Pollock. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. I
Oh,
will
this is
take that
funny.
happily.
VJ says a bit.
I'll take it. I will take what I
Oh
can get. I'll
dear.
put it that way.
Left back George. We've got Mark Boller, James Morris. We've got to throw in there, of course, and Caleb Wiley. Obviously, Boller has had a great start to the season. Morris more viewed as a fringe option. When fit, would you say Wiley has to start?
Yeah, 100%. Of course, though, if Wiley wasn't available, Stonewall, Mark Bowler, I'm very impressed with what he's done so far. So I'd be wrong to just, as soon as Wiley's fit, it'd be wrong to take him straight out. I think Wiley just needs to fight for that spot. I think left back is whoever performs best gets that spot because they're both great left backs.
Yeah, totally agree with that. The sit-in midfield two. George, I'll let you take the lead on this one. Who would your two sit-in midfielders be in the 4-2-3-1?
I think I'd stick with, obviously, when he's not suspended, I'd stick with Imran Louza and Hector Cipriano. Obviously, Imran being the captain.
Totally agree with that. Was it a red card for you, George, by the way? The loser one.
To be fair, the signal in Tenerife wasn't the greatest. So I didn't really see it. I'll be honest with you. It was a high boot, but it's happened now. I think there's one game left. Is it one game left and he's back?
Yeah. So yeah, Blackburn at home next weekend. He'll be missing for. But yeah, he'll be back for Millwall away.
That's a tough game. That is
Yeah.
Monday night.
Monday
game,
night
that
live
one.
on Sky, I believe as well. So yeah, looking forward to see Loser back. Who takes the free kicks as well? I know there's been a lot of debate between Loser and Nestri Irankunda. Who takes the free kicks? I think for me, there's one clear winner here. Irankunda by far. At least for me so far, the quality he's shown has been phenomenal, and I think Loser is probably slightly overrated when it comes to free kick situations. He's not. He's certainly not shown the quality Irankunda has in back-to-back games.
Yeah, I think the quality with Aaron Kunda, someone mentioned it online a couple of days ago. I think how quickly he takes that free kick catches a lot of keepers out. So I think for me, Iran Kunda, Stonewall, free kick taker.
Okay, so I agree with George. The two sitting midfielders are Loser and Kipriani. So the team we've assembled so far is Selvik, Ngakia, Kaben, Abankwa, Wiley, Loser, and Kipriani. The number 10 slot, George, it's got to be good old Georgie Shakpatatse, hasn't it?
100%. Hopefully he isn't out for as long as he is. Hopefully he can get it sorted and he's fit ASAP because we need him.
And surprised he hasn't left Watford this transfer window. He obviously had them links with Valencia, of course, as well.
Well, it's still 3 minutes left, so hopefully.
Oh, don't say that, George. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me, man.
Hopefully not. But yeah, number 10, Chaptazzi all day.
Yeah, hopefully that injury issue gets resolved. I'm not entirely sure what's wrong with Georgie, to be honest. It seems like some sort of bone issue in his foot, some sort of toe issue potentially.
Yeah,
bit of a weird injury.
It said somewhere they can't work it out. They can't work out how serious it is, but hopefully it's just not as serious as it is now. And hopefully, I'm hoping he's out on the pitch, but we'll see.
Okay, George, I think we can agree on the two wingers, but what's up for debate is which side do they play? Kwadwo Bar and Nestri Irankunda should start in this system, but who plays on which side? For you, does Bar go on the right, or does he switch out to the left and you play Irankunda on the right? It's a difficult one for Paolo to get right, in my opinion.
I can't remember what side did he say that he preferred Kwadwo Bar? Was it the right side?
So he said actually in an interview with Adam at the Watford Observer, shout out Adam for his coverage today as well. He actually said he enjoyed playing on that left-hand side. I think he did actually use the words he preferred playing on the left. So obviously being a right-footed player, he'd almost be playing as an inverted winger. So Var on the left, Irankunda on the right. Is that what you'd like to see, George?
I would like to see that, but at the minute it seems to be that Paolo's playing him on the right. He played him on the right at Southampton. Obviously, he scored a great goal with his right foot on the right-hand side. So hopefully they can sort that issue out. And it's just a case of if they do start together. At the minute, that's not the case. But I would like to see them start from minute one together.
And up front, it's got to be big Luka Kiramgard, hasn't it? A great start to the season for him. 2 goals against QPR, as we mentioned. And hopefully, George, he kicks on and bags a few more this season. What's your expectations for him? How many do you want him to score? I think Bayo got 11 or 10 last season. For me, I'd love Luka to hit the 15 or 20 goal mark even.
I think 15. I think anything more than 12, I'd be happy with. To be fair, for a first season in England as well, I think that'd be a good goal scoring record for him.
All right, so I think we'll leave it there. We'll wait until 7 p.m. just in case Watford announce our new incoming centre back. But George, for our transfer window rating, obviously we'll come back to this in January once we've seen everyone feature a bit more. But for me, in fact, no, I'll let you go first. You're the guest today. You give me your overall rating, both in terms of incomings and outgoing players. Do you think Watford are a better team than when we started this summer?
I would. Well, I mean, if you told me the window we had back in May, I'd slap your hand off every day. I'd say, don't know now. I feel like we're missing one signing.
Okay. And where in the team would that one signing be for you?
I think I'm not convinced with Semedo, to be fair. Again, maybe another midfielder, honestly, like
really
an attacking one. Yeah, because again, we're just missing that creativity from Chaptazzi. I might be speaking too much on it, but I would say.
Do you think Vata could play in that role if needed? A lot of people have called Vata.
Yeah,
to play
a lot of people
10.
suggested that. I wouldn't be against the idea, but in terms of rating a window, I'd say maybe a 7.5. I think it would be a fair one.
7.5 out of 10.
I don't want to get too ahead of myself.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a slightly higher rating than George. I'll go 8.5 out of 10. For me, it's definitely been a marked improvement on recent years. It's great to see Gino finally back in a manager. He certainly, and we can say that for sure now, he certainly didn't back Tom Cleverley last season. We saw even this season how well Daniel Jefferson has done at Preston, George. It seems like they hate him at Preston Jefferson. So yeah, for me, great to see Gino back in his manager, back in his man. Hopefully, George, he gives him the time. What I don't want to do is be sitting here with you in 3 months' time reacting to yet another managerial sacking. So yeah, I'll go 8.5 out of 10 for me. VJ's
That's
gone 8.75. Decent shout, VJ. So yeah, I think we'll leave it there. George, where can people find you on social media? Where can they follow you?
They can follow me on mainly Instagram. That is where I am most consistent. You can also follow me on Twitter or X as well. The handle is, I think it says down here somewhere. I don't know if you put it up. It's
I'll
Watford
try and put
underscore
it up
FC
on screen.
News. I've just hit 9,300. So if you'd like to join the push for 10,000, that would be really appreciated. But yeah, you can find me with that handle here on X and Instagram.
Superb. Okay, we have hit the transfer deadline, so Watford cannot complete any more business. Philip has just said check X, so we'll do that for you right now, Philip, before we go. Have Watford confirmed any more news? Interesting,
Haven't.
actually.
Yeah, I reckon they're
What
teasing for later.
an
For now, though.
interesting tweet here from Watford. Let me just bring this up on screen for you. Now, of course, we are expecting the imminent arrival of Formosa Menzi from FC Lorient. That looked like it was going to be a done deal, a loan for the central defender with an option to buy for 5 or 6 million euros. However, George, this is an interesting tweet here from Watford. Is this, some sort of sick joke, or actually
Teaser.
has our business concluded?
I'm gonna stay hopeful. I reckon it's a teaser because, to be fair, I think Mendy's quite a big signing, considering it's a starting centre back.
Yeah.
So I give it an hour, and I reckon
Okay.
that'll be like a "oh, you still awake" type stuff. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Hopefully, I'm not asleep by then, but we'll see.
All right, we will leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all your time. 60 of you watching us tonight, so we really appreciate your support. Don't forget to hit subscribe down below. Leave a like on the video, and I'm sure I'll be back at some point in the international break covering all of the latest Watford FC news. And make sure to go and follow George at Watford FC News on Instagram. All right, George, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
And we'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.